hate when people say, how you doing? Because who's in control? Me. Well, if I was doing bad, I'd be an idiot. So I'm never going to say bad, even if somebody might think it's bad. Dude, I'm always doing well. Yeah. I'm the one in control, and I know that. So it'd be a stupid answer if it was anything other than kick ass. I'm kicking ass. I'm taking names. I'm positive. I'm grateful, and I'm excited.
And you're real.
The universe will filter out the right people if you let it. And the way you filter out the right people is you be authentically who you are. Because if I'm not really who I am, you might like me, when in reality, you probably shouldn't. And you probably shouldn't be around. So now I'm surrounded by all these people because I'm fake, and nothing ever goes right and eventually crashes. Yeah. Well, I've learned a long time ago, if you want the universal filter to work, you got to be you. So someone doesn't like you can leave and will leave and should leave. Which is why the right people go and the right people stay. People say, that's the same people. How would they come and go? They're different people. The right people can go and the right people stay.
Yeah.
And the only way that works is if you're authentically you. So I learned that a long time ago. Unfortunately, it's I think refreshing nowadays. So I'm gaining popularity because I'm real. But I'm not really, trying to be real. I just say what I feel. Hey, if you're not making at least $300,000 to $500,000 a year, I can help you.
Right.
Why? Because number one, you're gonna have to sell something. Guys, let's face it. If you're gonna be successful in life, you're gonna sell something. Okay. A lot of people don't like that. Don't like salespeople. Salespeople are, I'm uncomfortable with sales. You're in sales no matter what you do, whether you believe it or not. So you just have to get good at it. But my point is I can show people how to get good at sales, but then they'd go out and sell the wrong thing.
I think door knocking works, but I'm a big believer in digital marketing. Like we talked about that. And if you have the gold, if you're investing in digital marketing and you're qualifying something or you're letting it self-book and you have an appointment, then you don't have to hire a door knocker or a sales guy. You just need to hire an educator. You need to hire somebody that can go out and make a difference, that is likable, that can show a proposal, that can show a presentation, that can explain to be thorough, like teachers, loan officers, people like that we were recruiting. We had 600 reps, but none of them door knocked. Our whole business was doing 50 million plus a month on running appointments where people raised their hand and said, I want to learn more about solar. And we go in and do a presentation.
But now that you're not doing anything, why don't you just share with me those
Absolutely,
those
I
campaigns.
will. Absolutely, I will. And that's the secret sauce, because the problem is the door knockers, they get too greedy, right? They're like, that. Why am I going to pay him if I'm not going to door? I can go do it myself and sell it to an installer. That's what they do. It's cutthroat. But when you have the gold, because the truth is when you get these guys don't want to be hunters no more. They're lazy. Today's world, they want to be farmers. They just want to farm the When you hand them the appointment, the gold, here's an appointment. Here's a gas card. Here's a shirt. All you got to do is show up, smile, and present. You make money. Now it doesn't matter. Now you can tell those sticks to go anywhere they want, and then you can focus on, you know what? I'm going to build my business for the business, not for these that want to go do their own thing. Yeah. I learned that in home security, and then I learned it in solar and stayed away from it. But people do well on it, but the problem is everyone leaves. Everyone leaves.
I tell people this all the time. The number one thing I get from people is, how quickly can I become a millionaire? How quickly can I find success? And I always say the number one common denominator to success is time. Yeah. It's time. Because it takes time to build anything worth a shit. It just does.
It does.
And you even have the question like, well, Logan Paul started Prime, right? And it's just killing, right? Do you know how long it took Logan Paul to become Logan Paul?
Forever.
YouTube
all day, every day.
YouTube for years. Yeah. Again, you want to be successful, but you're not willing to take the time that it's going to take to become successful. Nothing that's worth a shit is going to come like that. It just doesn't. If you can switch in your mind that you want every interaction to be mutually beneficial, you will change the course of your life. If every interaction you have in your mind is set up to be mutually beneficial, meaning you don't go into it unless it will be mutually beneficial, you'll change every single interaction. Because the majority, and when I say the majority, I mean high percentage, all people are doing is going out and looking out for number one. They're only looking out for themselves. What can I take? What can I have? What can I get? It's never, what can I give? I want to have the most impact on the biggest crowd I can possibly touch with this one idea. And that is, I genuinely believe in God. I believe that God is our Father and that we are His children. If that's the case, then we have the ability and the potential to do and be anything that we want in this life, 100%. I want to help people understand that principle, comprehend that principle, and then actually begin to believe that principle. If I can do that, if I can leave this earth with millions of people being convinced of their own potential and capabilities, I'm going to the grave as happy as I could possibly.
That's awesome.
So for me, all of my mistakes led into my inadequacies, which taught me I needed help. Yeah. And then that led me to the greatest piece I think that I learned from growing up until now. And that's, I would rather have a small piece of a huge pie than a big piece of a small pie.
Yeah.
And that's when things started to change for me.
That mindset that people have is I think it's ego driven, it's pride driven, and it is greed driven. And they don't realize that it really does take a village when you get to a certain point in a business. You can be a solo entrepreneur and run that shit till you get to X. But if you want to get to Y and you want to get to Z, you can only be great at a few things.
God didn't put me here to be like you or anybody else. God put me here to listen to him and to follow him. And I've said this people have this weird idea of lions, not sheep. The very best leaders have mastered the art of following. Like the very best leaders have mastered the art of following. The real question is, who are you following? My job isn't to curate the best message that's going to get everybody to love me. My job and responsibility is to, when God says talk, I talk. When God says share, I share. When God says post, I post. Yeah. That's it. That's my only job. And that's why, a lot of times I won't even read the comments. I'll just, I disappear from it, because it's like, that's not what I'm attached to. How you receive this, what you do with this isn't what I'm attached to. What I'm attached to is making sure that I'm hearing God and I'm saying the things that he wants me to say and doing the things that he wants me to do, shining that light. You know damn well, if you plant your flag and you're like, this is who I am, this is what I believe, these are my morals, these are my standards, this is my declaration to the world, this is how I feel about, being a father, being a husband, being a patriarch, being a leader. You're gonna get people that are gonna want to with you. You're gonna get people that are gonna talk about you. You're gonna get people that are gonna lie about you, this and the other. I love that.
I do too.
I love that because it means that I'm saying something that's sparking something. I'm flipping a light switch on, and there's a lot of people that don't like it. But my job isn't to get you to like it. My job is to simply shine the light. That's it. I got one job. That's why I tattooed this lighthouse on my arm. It's like every day I've got one job. Shine the fucking light. I don't give a shit if it hurts your eyes. I don't give a shit if you see. I don't give a shit if you follow. It doesn't matter. I'm not attached to that. I'm attached to one thing, and that's shining the light.
That's a dope analogy. I never even looked at it that way.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like, you've got a bomb-ass Lamborghini here in the warehouse, a sick-ass Lambo. And I always say confidence and arrogance, there's a very thin line. It's one of my shirts. It's a thin line, and I like to ride it. Right. And when you're arrogant, you treat people like you act like you're better than them. That's not necessary. But to have confidence means, yeah, I'm successful. Yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I have an ego. I know what I want to do. I have nice I'm allowed to show it. The problem is the people that talk oh, you lost this money, or oh, you drive this car. Those are people that will never do it. Yep. Those are people 100%. That don't take chances, that just sit there and they hate and they don't know what else to do, and they really don't matter. Right. But everybody listens to them. Yeah. Everybody feeds into it.
Listen to losers. I mean, they always talk about the loudest boos come from the cheap seats. You know what I'm saying? Before you talk about my car, you go do it. Before you talk about me losing millions of dollars, you go make $1 million. That's all. Those are the rules. That's how it works. Until then, shut the up.
Exactly.
Because you haven't done it.
One of the most insidious forms of child neglect is a parent who's not pursuing their own dreams and potential. And then you start projecting those limiting thoughts and beliefs onto your children unknowingly. Slowly but surely it leaks out of you. And you start shrinking what life is, what their potential is. And you install these belief systems in your kids, because most things your kids will get from you are caught, not taught. They catch it. And if they catch the fact, if you're raising a child right now and you know in your heart, I'm not pursuing my vision, I'm not pursuing my potential, I'm not all over my dream, you're neglecting your children when you do that. The second chapter of the book, The Power of One More, is about identity. And I talk about what your identity isn't. I made the mistake, like a lot of people do. My identity was linked to what I did or what I achieved. If it's contingent on that, you're setting yourself up for a big bunch of failure instead of who you are. And this self-confidence thing, the truth is, it's an internal game. I give like a bunch of tips in the book on self-confidence, but one of them is you got to keep the promises you make to yourself. That's baseline. Self-confidence is a reputation with oneself. And if you don't have confidence, because you don't have a good reputation with you, because I don't naturally have any self-confidence. I wasn't raised feeling great about myself. And that's where I came up with the power of one more. What if not only did I keep the promises I made to myself, but I always did one more? I'm going to make 10 contacts today. Now I make one more. I'm going to tell my daughter I love her today. Nope, I'm going to do it one more. I'm going to go to the gym and do a set of 10. Nope, I'm doing one more. I'm doing 30 minutes on the treadmill. Nope, I'm doing one more. And you start stacking up these one mores in your life, you become a different human being over time. You are much closer, and you've proven this. You are the transitions you've made. You are much closer to your dream than you think you are. And because you think it's far away, you have a depth perception issue, not a vision issue. It's depth perception. You think it's so far away, you behave like it, and you don't see the things around you. Here's the truth. You're one decision away from a different life. One relationship, one meeting, one thought, one podcast, one emotion, one book away from a different life. I have a chapter in the book called Busting Open the Pinata. It's the magic of compound pounding, which is what you're saying. You're making invisible progress most of the time, but you don't know it. And so it occurred to me, I'm at this 5-year-old's birthday party. They're hitting this pinata, the kids. First kid pounds the pinata, no candy comes out. Second kid hits it, no candy comes out. Third kid, no candy comes out. Now some of the kids are starting to quit and get disinterested. About the 6th kid gets up, hits it one time, bam, all the candy comes out, everybody celebrates. That's how life is. You're making invisible progress. They were breaking down. The last hit didn't break the pinata. The cumulative hits broke the pinata. But most people won't stick around long enough for whatever the proverbial candy is, the relationship, the body, the money, the business. As they're making these compound pounds, you're making progress. It's just invisible over time. So there's a pinata analogy in our lives. We think it's going to happen as quickly, and it's so big. Just keep taking swings. I know that sounds sort of like rah-rah. It's not. You're making progress invisibly. The truth is, when my dad got sober, I wrote one more because my dad tried one more time to get sober. When my dad got sober, I said, Daddy, are you going to stay sober the rest of your life? He goes, I don't know. I'm going to stay sober for one more day. And so if you're thinking about quitting whatever you're doing, just don't quit for one more day. You don't have to make a lifetime commitment to something, right? You have to just not do it for one more day. You know, a lot of people don't want to do what it takes to win. They'd rather have fun. They would rather have fun. And I was telling my son the other day, I said, Max, he's a golfer. He's a college golfer. I said, Max, remember what Dad's telling you right here. Winning is more fun than fun is fun. And it's a fact, man. You win, that is more fun than any empty fun you think you're going to have. Do the things other people aren't willing to do, man. And when you win, that's 1,000 times more fun than at the club or watching Netflix or laying around eating Cheetos. Winning's more fun than fun is fun.
Just like how I could post, hey everybody, let's do some burpees on my page for our people. Let's fucking do this. And I get 500 fucking messages. Come on. It was the same way in prison. It was the same way everywhere I went because I fucking live it to a T. We only should seek a leader who actually incorporates his teachings. That's it. Yeah. That's all you should fucking look for. Is this man really incorporating his teachings? Because that's what we don't have. We don't have an education issue. We have an application issue. Your teacher, your guide, your motherfucker, your mentor has to be fully applying what he teaches for you to have the faith in it. And then his group has to be applying it to a T. Get way passionate remembering the stories of being in prison and being incarcerated and then thinking about where we're at now. Like, I'm going to leave my penthouse now in my Ferrari F8 that I bought cash. And I'm going to drive it back over to my mansion in Rancho Santa Fe that's 9 acres. That's a just compound. I'm just going to walk by my 9 other exotics that are all paid for cash. I'm just going to let it resonate that we ain't even started. And who gives a shit? Take all this shit. Take it all. You can't take the intrinsic worth I've put in my soul from the work I've done every day. And that's what a true entrepreneur is. That's what a true man is. Someone who validates himself with the work. And I always have people who have trouble finding their validation in other places. I'm like, you only validate yourself with your habits and the work, not the result. The man who validates himself with the work and the habits over the result itself, he can't be stopped. People don't understand conscious autosuggestion. What are you saying? When you're in prison for a long time, your mental witness is so sharp because there's no distractions. So your mental witness, you're watching your thoughts and emotions and everything take place all day. So I've become a master of that mental witness, and I've learned to just stand back and watch my mind work to where I just make sure my daily habits are non-negotiable. Boom, they're set. I'm doing them. I don't give a they're done. And then I just watch my thoughts all day and make sure they're aligned with sticking to everything I need to do and constructing deeper topics, which is the bread and butter of my business, that I'm a deeper thinker and I'm actually a thought leader in the group of people that are my people. I wake up every morning so angry that I could give a about anything I've done. And alls I equate that to is what we think is our greatest weakness is actually our greatest strength once we denounce it. So strength is built through restraint. When I restrain that anger and I chip away at that anger with positive acts, it slowly goes away. And the law of polarity will state that someone who does not know the depths of hell cannot know heaven. And so like I know the depths of anger and frustration every day. So I reach gratitude and elation at a different degree most people could ever understand. So I really believe people live so weak with so little intensity, with so little commitment that they can't know these two ends that I know. And they'll never be able to reach that level until they take themselves into these places that I've took myself, not meaning prison, meaning within. I coach from compassion and compression, but I'm the opposite. The person who's weaker and is struggling, they need you to compress them. The people like us, we need the compassion because nobody cares about us at the top. Yeah. One of the most famous people on the planet, everyone knows who he is, called me the other day. He said, Wes, how you doing? I said, good. What's up, bro? What's up? And he's like, you good? And I'm like, I'm winning. You know I'm winning. You see me winning. He's like, nobody ever checks on us. Remember that. And this is like the most famous person on the planet. Nobody ever checks on us, Wes. I said, so I'm on your level? He's like, of course you are. And he goes, remember that. Nobody checks on us. And I'm like, that was real. So that's a long time ago I adapted that, but I knew it was confirmed then that the top people, who people don't give any leeway to, they just assume we're good, they need the compassion. And the people at the bottom who are just always everyone's always accommodating their shortcomings because they're weak, which is disgusting. They need to be compressed as a
I just get from my wife every now and then. You're just so hard on the kids. You're just so hard on employees. Because I've got like, look, you can't fix stupid. You can control what you can control. You put in your efforts. Everything's about effort. Everything's about drive. Everything's about believing in yourself, having confidence. If you have zero confidence, you're not going to do shit. And so, no, nothing. It's all you have. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anything else. Like, and I tell my girls like this, wife sometimes says, you got to learn empathy and sympathy. I'm like, the I do. Like, my strength is what I am. It might be my weakness, but that's who the I'm built to be.
See, the thing is, the biggest thing is that love ain't lies. So you're not showing them love by lying to them. And if their facts fit something that's detrimental to them, you better show it to them. Because this conflict avoided is going to multiply. So you have to just cut it where it's at. If you love someone, you won't lie to them. I'm like what you call a sapiosexual. Like, I'm really attracted to intelligence. So if someone found something out that I couldn't figure out, they trumped me. I'm like, oh, that like, I have to figure out the next thing. Like, and I always dig deep on systems. I'm a real systems person. I always say, you'll never rise to your goals. You fall to the strength of your system. So I create systems that are so bulletproof, they can't fail. Only you can fail at doing them. This system is bulletproof. Now we just have to have you do it. Now that's a mindset and a psychology issue, which I can fix.
It seems like no matter how well you do, Wes, no matter how far you go in life, people like us, you're never satisfied, right? You're still hungry, right? You can continue to eat, you can continue to buy the cars, you can get the mansion. It's still not enough. And it's not that you're arrogant, but I have a rule here. It's called AGB, always getting better, 1% every day. So if a year from now I'm 365% better, it doesn't mean I'm going to stop and let everybody else pass me up. I got to be another 365% better the next year. And you just keep going and you just keep going. Yeah. And what you mentioned earlier is kind of that mindset.
Yeah, happily dissatisfied. I'm happy as I'm proud as myself. But I'm going to sit there and resonate on it and jack off about it all day. I'm going to get right back. I only go for the feeling. So I don't care about the result. I go for the feeling of...
It's the win. It's the hunt.
The win. Hey, you can't stop me. Can't stop me. I'll be there again. They're like, how do you have so much business, Wes? I'm like, first off, I built my whole following organically, the real way. Didn't miss a post for over 5 years on multiple platforms, not once. And it's like, they're just not willing to put in the work on the days that they don't want to work. Because why? They're selfish. I'm not selfish. I live for the world. me, fuck Wes Watson, him, like his ass. Nobody gives a about that, especially me. That's why I'm successful, because I don't give a about me. Like, wear me to dry every day. Wring me out. Just leave me as bones on the floor at the end of this day. But don't leave me having too much energy when that day ends to sit there and beat myself up about what the I didn't do, like every other man on this planet who has too much energy that he's not using.
I think if God gives you that gift of energy, you got to use it. You got to put it to work. And I love how you said you got to show everybody what you've got, because there are people out there that need to know you're real. They need to know, like, hey, I'm a real that's a real I can do this. It's not given to them. And I think you're right. I never looked at it that way, as the more egotistical people are the ones that hoard everything and don't post and don't share. I never looked at it that way. So that's knowledge I'm picking up.
Dude, it's all about them. I'm like a perfect storm. I don't listen to mankind. Like, I don't listen to anything anyone's doing down here. I won't even really listen to people unless they fully like match the checklist of what I need to see to listen to them. So that's why I show everything I have, because I need to see it. I need to see it to believe you. Like, I need to see the Stripe account that you really made that this month. And I want to know how much you profited. There's too many of these 20% profit, 9-figure, and I'm a 90% profit, 8-figure, multi 8-figure. So what? We're way different. We ain't the same. My clean because I'm smart and I can operate a different way. But that being said, I really know that the fact of this whole thing is that we have to create the person that we would listen to. Like, I'm the guy I would listen to, and that's why it works.
Yeah.
If you would listen to Mr. Rogers with a button up, hey, Wes, we're coming to entrepreneur class today, I can't even hear that shit.
I know.
I'm like, what? I don't want to be like you. If I listen to you, will I end up like you? Well, that. I ain't doing none of this shit. I'm gone.
You're right, though. You're right, man. And the too boring. You got to keep it real and authentic.
Imagine you're like from prison, and you've been out 5 years. And you're walking out the gym, and everybody has to see you walk out to a new crazy ass car each day, and just know that this dude's murking it. Like, and then I can teach them all for $3,000 or $7,000 how to change their life completely. Like, I have a kid. He signed up the other day for 6 months at 12.5. Like, 2 hours after our first call, he made $1,500, and now I'm gonna ride with him for life, like guiding him. And he's gonna be. I'm just building these dudes who just get it. And what are they peddling? They're telling you to quit drinking. They're telling you to stop doing drugs. They're telling you to wake up early. They're telling you to work out, be positive, read, like understand your internal state and like your energy within, and give good energy to people. We're selling the best product known to man, which is healing, bro. And teaching others to do the same. We're not doing it as some granola eating lames who are not who we want to be. Like sitting there by a stream all, oh, this is how you manifest. You have to manifest by doing the goddamn work. Like the who has the highest level of self-mastery, he'll manifest everything, because guess what? He won't negotiate with the work that needs to be done to make it happen in the real world. A lot of are all spiritual bypassing. They think it's okay to like care so much in God or the universe or whatever the they believe in, to where they don't have to do some real work in the real world. It's like you're supposed to be so spiritually inclined that you run by universal laws, they govern you, and you actually have a tangible result on this plane to then guide other people down here, because that's the goal. Like, create entities being created to then orchestrate a massive change down here by truly emphasizing what the moral guidances of an upright man are.
Amen to that, dude.
A lot of people think they're suffering from adversity, and really they're just not getting their way and crying about it. There's a big difference between adversity, true adversity, and just not getting your way and being a whiner about it.
Amen to that.
Jay, we know how hard it is to build positive momentum, and the last thing you want to do when you have it is to destroy it. I'm not going to allow myself to only experience blessings and get weak. I'm not going to let myself only experience blessings and get complacent. Like, I'm not going to allow myself to fall off. I'm thinking, AE, some of the battles that you've gone through in life that made you what you are, Don't wait for them to reoccur. Go create them so that the thing that you became by the result of them, you can get those same results without having to wait for them. That's what I'm hearing when I hear create the storm, E.
Yeah.
Like you don't get muscle from not feeling resistance. Like it's resistance, muscle. It's resistance, muscle. No resistance, no muscle. Like it is what it is. We can't look at resistance in a negative way. We have to understand that resistance has its place. Cardio does something for the body. Resistance does something for the body. And so life resistance does something for the body. And I really feel that this sound that comes from my voice, a lot of the passion that you hear and people go online, what up, it's your boy Poindexter. Like, yo, I feel you try to be like me, and I feel like you're getting loud, but it's not the loud that makes me loud. It is the getting through homelessness. It is getting through my academic struggles. It is getting through all my challenges. It is getting through the relationships that I love and the differences, and we're working it out. Like what you hear is the muscle from the resistance. You don't just hear volume. You hear the muscle that has been developed from the resistance that I've gone through in life. Why are you going into your marriage with I can't take it. If football was a game, you know what I'm saying? And you were able to be mentally strong and tough in a game, but here you are not mentally tough in life. Nothing changed in my life until I took personal responsibility. The day I stopped thinking that, my mom owes me something because she brought me into the world, and maybe she does, up until what? I don't know, 16, 17, 18, I don't know. Maybe my biological father, should have been in my life, perhaps. But now I'm at an age where it's like, okay, E, some things didn't happen for you. How long are you going to sit here and cry about it? There are certain things in this country with capitalism that are fair and that's not fair, right? It's like, bruh, 40%, my income, what I'm saying, the taxes, it's like, bruh, what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, though. Yeah. It's like you can go, man, taxes and not make money, or you can go taxes and figure out how you can make more, and then how you can use, certain laws, and policies and strategize around those, to put yourself in a better economic situation and put others in it. And so I got out of that victim boy into the victor, victor. And I know my state fans they hate when I say it, but Michigan's thing is hail to the victor, and again, I had to get to a point where I became a victor and not a victim. Bro, when you're born in America, I like to believe that God has given us gifts. I just came into this world with this voice. I just came into this world with this energy. It's a gift that I have. So all of us were born with the gift. Now, I hate, Jay, when people say, you a unicorn. I was like, bro, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. I was homeless. I wasn't always using this like this. Don't do me like that. I had to foster this. I had to learn to love myself. I had to learn to love my gift. I had to learn to love the uniqueness of how I present and what I do. People didn't always like this. This wasn't always popular, but I realized, you got a gift. This was something that was given to you. Now, unfortunately, every gift isn't unwrapped. Every gift isn't assembled. Every gift don't come with batteries. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that it's not a gift. So in America, you were born, God gave you a gift. Then now you're in a country with opportunity. Absolutely, there are challenges. There are hurdles. But I love my wife and I love my children too much to let those hurdles and challenges stop us from living and experiencing the American dream. So I will climb every mountain. I will jump over every hurdle. I will do whatever it takes to take advantage of the American dream. And yes, I'm one of those individuals that believe in the American dream. Are they passing the American dream out at the local convenience store? No, they're not. But does it exist? Absolutely. And the land of the free and the home of the brave. If you want to be brave, if you want to be brave, if you want to be courageous, man, you can make it happen.
One of the biggest things that people do that I wish I would have learned a long time ago is to not worry so much or live by the rules of like what your parents think you should do, or
Right.
you know, at the end of the day, because I feel, you know, you kind of live in prison, you know, right? If you're living by everybody else's rules and you're doing things because you feel you're doing it to please other people and you're dying inside or you're sad. I'm not saying like go break the law and be a freaking outlaw, like don't be an okay, or you know, some dumb shit, but just, you know, you should like be passionate about whatever it is that you're going to do. If you want to do hair, like cosmetology, like whatever you're passionate about, you know. And I think that we're just too worried about everybody else. And I think we grow out of that as we get older.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I always tell our little one, like, I don't care what you are in life. If you choose to be a fighter, if you choose to be a ballerina, like, she's like, that'll never happen. I don't care.
Yeah.
We want you happy and healthy and a good person and be kind and, you know, don't do drugs and just, you know, I know you're going to follow most of the rules. Some are meant to be broken. I get it. But just, you know, don't have the police bring you home, okay? Because your dad will kill you. You know, but just, you know, at the end of the day, just like be a good person.
Well, and you're passionate about what you do, regardless of what anybody does. If you're passionate about something and you believe it, then other people believe in you. And you touched on something. You said you were very confident, right? And I give credit to you, because a woman who is confident, if she's a 7, but she has confidence, she's a 9. And if she's a 9 and she lacks confidence, she goes to like a 5 or 6.
Yes.
And we have to have more people with confidence. I don't have a problem with people being risque or sharing sexuality. I'm a fan. I get it. I'm all in, right? All in. Right? Totally get it. You know, I think I'm pretty hot. I'm a gilf, right? A grandpa. Because I got 2 grandkids, right? So the young grandpa.
Hip grandpa.
So that's right, a hip grandpa. So I like to feel confident when I walk into a room. I want to own the room. I might not be the best looking. I might not be the richest. I might not be the biggest, the fastest. But when I walk in, I am the alpha. I am exuberate confidence. And I try to tell people, especially females, it's so important, because if you break and you're insecure, the qualities, even whether you're hiring somebody, you want to date somebody, you have a relationship with somebody, it's the biggest turnoff and you lose points, right?
You know, you're right. And I always, you know, I love, like, we're really on the same page, because I say that line all the time, except when I say a 7 with confidence takes them to a 10, because that's how much, like, it is, I feel it is important. I'm confident, but I'm never going to be the prettiest. I'm never going to have the best body. But you know what I do have? I have confidence in the bedroom. I have fun. I'm nice to everyone, right? And I'm professional. So you know what? I get hired back more so than the girls that are difficult to deal with. I'm not a diva on set. Like, I don't need much. Water, lady products, I'm good. Let's throw down. Like, it's time to work. So, you know, so I think a lot of time, like, your enthusiasm, right? And your confidence are very important in everything, every aspect of life. I don't care what you do. Do it with passion.
Men are full of shit, right? So if men see an ad and they're like, oh, I'm not that qualified, but I can go in and wing it, they'll apply for the job and interview for the job. Where women are like, hold on, I don't have all those, I'm not going to apply for it. They're more reserved and they don't, and they miss the opportunity. Would you agree?
I do agree. I think that maybe it is just because it's been a man's world for so long, that if these are the qualifications and I only meet 80%, I am not going to do the company or myself a disservice and apply, because technically I'm not really qualified, where men believe their own bullshit a lot.
Right. Agree. I agreed.
But you know, it's not a bad thing. And I'm not downing men for that. Like, they just, I think sometimes their confidence, and the thing is, sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. So, you know, I'm not downing men. I mean, you take an opportunity. If you are offered, or you have an opportunity in front of you and you don't know everything, that's okay. Because I would rather take that opportunity than like miss the opportunity. Okay, and I'll learn as I go. I'll work like twice as hard to like make sure that I'm qualified. But I think you're right, though. You're right.